A very happy good morning, students. I hope you all are fine and doing good. And I welcome you all back to my class once again. So, students, in today's class, I will be doing civics. From that, unit number one, women empowerment. Okay, that I'm going to discuss the unit number one, women empowerment. Okay, let's see the topic that I'm going to cover are the first one, factors responsible for poor female literacy rate. The second one, role of women in the economic development. The third one, benefits of economic empowerment of women. The fourth one is the need for economic empowerment of women. The last will be our summary. Okay, so let's do the recap. The last session, you learned about the sociological perspective of gender, various roles played by women in society, and the importance of women's education, right? So, in today's session, that is today, we will discuss about the role played by women in economic development and understand the ideas of women's right. So, students, what is the meaning of women empowerment? So, can we define it as promoting women's sense of self worth, their ability to determine their own choices, and their rights to influence social change for themselves and others, right? So, in Western countries, if you see, females' empowerment is often associated with specific phases of women's right movement in history. So, gender inequality in India refers to the health, education, economic, and political inequality between men and women in India. While Indian law on dowry, adultery, and many more have women's safety at heart, but these are highly discriminatory practices are still taking place at an alarming rate, affecting the lives of many today. So if you see gender-based inequality is always there, social discrimination, economical exploitation, often women face these things. The next one is a very important one. In the family, there's a girl child. They're told to do household work and they're engaged in domestic works, cleaning home, washing utensils, and many more. You must have seen it, right? The next one is in school. If you see, there are number of boys as compared with girls. So the majority is boys, and girls are few in numbers. From the picture, you can get to know the idea where the women stand in the society, right? So students, as you all can see from the picture itself, the first picture as you all can see, girls are few in number in schools. The second picture, girls are engaged in doing domestic works like ironing, washing clothes, washing utensils. And then third picture, as you can see, it's about the education. So boys are given much more important in the education so that they can upbring their family, take care of their family if they are highly educated. Girls were given less importance. So here itself we can get to know that gender discrimination is that like when there are unfair rights between male and female, it differs because of their gender roles, which ultimately lead to unequal treatment in life. So gender discrimination has been around for many years. Then there are many causes of gender discrimination. The first one has to be illiteracy. When people do not educate themselves, they continue to live in the old times. They follow the old age traditional norms. Education can bring out change in the mindset because educated people will have less thoughts about gender discrimination. When you're educated, you're aware of many things. So it is the root cause in the many places because the economic dependence remains on the male counterpart mostly. Thus, women suffer a lot from it because of the same reason. They never get out of this and they stay financially dependent on the men. So, girls should also be given an equal importance in education all aspects. Let us see more about it. The next one is role of women in the economic development. Importance of women's economic empowerment in society is uncertain. Empowerment is one of the main procedural concerns when addressing human rights and development. Women's empowerment and achieving gender equality is essential for our society to ensure the sustainable development of the country. So the need of women's empowerment arises from the subordinate position. They have been seen from the long time, right? Empowerment of women needs to begin with their participation in different sphere of life. Education is a great determinant, if you see, in this regard. To achieve empowerment, women have to be educated to be aware of their rights, privileges in the modern society. It is the education which can bring about awareness in them related to their social status and injustice. So, besides this, economic independence is a major factor which can contribute in empowering women. So, women have been contributing to enable the economic achievement in many progressive ways. So, but it is the gender bias that still exists at every social thing, even in the most educated and developed society, is unable to digest this visible contribution of women in all walks life. So in some region, there are still old traditional thought they manage the role of women in important matters. So this is something bad thinking, but however beginning to fade gradually with the passage of time. So women in rural India, despite suffering from problems like health, malnutrition, repeated childbearing, and lack of education, engage themselves in direct in agriculture activity, run small shops, sell byproducts, or handcraft products. So does this generate additional income for family? A Government of India study shows that more than 40% of rural women directly or indirectly contribute to uplift their family and bringing out changes in the social norms. Okay, so we can get to know that it is an important to note that critical role of women have played in working together and bring unity among them. So together they have been able to lobby and influence the enactments of law that protect and promote the rights of women. Women become a driving force of socio-economic development of the country. After the independence, vast network of women groups such as NGOs, association and cooperative at the grassroots level have played a vital role in providing empowerment which resulted in socio-economic development and also income generating activities. So this in turn paved the way of sustainable development and economic growth of the country. Okay, now let's see the next one. Yes, as you all can see from the picture itself, so there are many women personality such as Rani Lakshmibai Indira Gandhi, Sunita Williams, and many more. So each one of has given an inspiration of woman empowerment. Okay, now let's see the second one. So students, let's go to the next topic, that is the need for economic empowerment of women. Okay, let's read the point one by one. The first point: gender differences in laws affect both developing and developed economies and women in all regions. Second point: women remains less likely to participate in the labor market than men around the world. The third point: women are more likely to be unemployed than men, which is very true. And the fourth point: women are overrepresented in informal and vulnerable employment. Globally, women are paid less than men. So here the women get lesser opportunity. Jobs are vast, but men occupy each and every job, and the women go without job. So these are the reasons where unemployment are seen for the women. Okay. So as you all can see from the picture itself, this is what job is given to women. They take care of family, child, children, and preparing food and bringing up shelter for the family. These things are unpaid. We do it with a responsibility. Okay. So these are the things women they do. They don't think they want to work, but they don't get the opportunity as men gets. Right. So let's go to the next one. The sixth point: women bear out of proportional to responsibility for unpaid care and domestic work. 7 point: unpaid care work is essential to the functioning of the economy, but often goes uncounted and unrecognized, as I said this earlier. So the eighth point is women are less likely to be entrepreneur and face more disadvantage and starting business, because here women are considered weaker because they think men thinks that women they don't have idea of doing business, how to get a profit. So here they lose that confidence. So always men have the advantages of opening businesses and many more. The ninth point, women are less likely than a man to have access to financial institution for have or have a bank account. So the 10th point, women are still less likely to have access to social protection. This is also true. So everything here that women faces is all disadvantages we all have. But still we should get an education and do face every problem and yet succeed. So but let us get to know why do we need economic empowerment. It enables the household to make their own decision around and making investment in health and education and taking risk in order to increase the income. There is also some evidence that economic empowerment can strengthen the group's participation in the decision making. So here, why do economic empowerment need for women? Okay, this is the question always comes to mind. So it's like women economic empowerment is the process by which women increases their right to economic resources and power to make decisions that benefits themselves for the family and their community. So women continues to earn on average 60 to 75% what men earn. Okay, if women are given opportunity as like men they get, they can definitely do it. But the thing is, they're not given the equal opportunity as the men gets. Okay. So I want to tell you something important about women empowerment. Just listen to it. Okay. So the contribution of women is omnipresent and all ways and in every sphere of life as in India seeks to march steadily towards the path of growth. All this become possible only with the active participation of women, who are catalyst of qualitative growth of future generation as well. Efforts during the post-independence era got shot in the arm of when Mrs. Indira Gandhi became the first lady prime minister. Women got empowered and moved to participation for in all sphere of services, like administrative, judicial, education, to name few. Women in India are playing an important role in the country's governance. Many women have emerged as leaders at the policy level as well as the community level. The presence of women in various decision making bodies help the develop confidence among other women. So in opening up the possibility for futures. Okay. Now let's come to the end. That is summary one. So I'll read some point. So the women empowerment and issue related nowadays gain its importance worldwide. Personal rights, social equality, political power and economic opportunity are the important aspects of women empowerment. Almost the women population share 50% of the total population of world. We can't imagine world peace and prosperity without empowering each woman on this planet. Okay, it is everyone's responsibility to make each woman into an independent and empowered woman. So the woman empowerment surely has advantages, right? It gives them equal status compared to men, which creates frictionless environment for women. Okay. Secondly, it makes women financially independent, which is very important in this era. So, moreover, her empowerment helps her to get rid of social violences and against her, and it can help her to fight for her rights. Okay, so here I come to end of my session. I hope you like my session and have hope you have understood everything. And thank you for listening. Thank you, students.